rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the village board meeting of May 8th, 2023. Roll call, please.
Gross.
Here.
Possession.
Here.
Giannetti.
Here.
Terry.
Here.
Stacy.
Here.
Kraus.
Here.
You have the minutes for the last meeting in your packet. Does anyone have any changes? If not, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Caprows.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
Giannetti.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Okay, 4th of July Commission. Trustee Cross.
The next meeting is May 17th at 6 p.m. here at the Village Hall. Car sales are now online. You can go to the village website to get a link to them. You can also get tickets in person at the Village Hall or from any commissioner. You guys anything out, Joe? Okay. And they're ramping up. They're finishing up their stuff in the park to get ready for the 4th, and it's starting to get full swing. Yep. All right.
All right, Youth Commission, Trustee Session.
Thank you very much. I've got three things. BYC is hosting a kickoff the summer event again this year, Saturday, June 3rd at Fireman's Park from 2 to 5 p.m., which will be followed up by our first concert series concert. Second, the BYC partnered with Buddy's Drive-In for a fundraiser on May 3rd, where Buddy's graciously donated 20% of all sales between 11 a.m. and 8:30 p.m., amounting to quite a haul for the BYC of $1,716. And then finally, the next meeting is Tuesday, May 16th at 7:30 p.m. here at the Village Hall. That is all.
And I believe the village is making its donation with this list of names. It's in the $5,000.
Excellent.
Okay. Historic Preservation Commission.
I'll refer to the clerk.
The next historic preservation meeting will be held on Wednesday, May 17th at 6 p.m. at April.
Okay. And before I get to my report, does anyone in the audience wish to address the board? Yep.
Me and Phil are here tonight. You guys all know Phil from Sittenville. And we're here on behalf of the Lions. Phil's actually the vice president of the Lions and working on a little fundraiser for them. A car show to be held on Gold Street. He had one last year in front that went very well. And then I'm a Lions member now, a new member, and I like to be involved. So we had an idea that I spoke to Barbara about, and I did a little bit of legwork to plan it before we present it to you guys so you have an idea what's going on. I met with the chief over here, and we want to just basically shut the street down. It would be on the 24th of June is our target date. Probably the timeline to be finalized yet. We're going to have a Lions meeting, a special meeting. Thursday's been arranged. Once we talk to you, so you all understand what we're doing. I think it's gonna be noon till 5 or 6 in that area, or 1. Car show will come. I've spoken with the owner of the grain elevator. He said we can use his lot. I spoke to Ambets down the street to see if they wanna participate in any manner. He's gonna let me know. And then I also spoke to Bill Glass, the owner of Gold Vault, and he's very excited about it. They wanna get some activity on that street. So we're gonna have a car show. I've got a friend of mine that has a big smoker. We're gonna cook food, maybe some big chicken legs and things like that to sell for the Lions to make some money, and also maybe do a pig roast. So the other thing we wanna do is, so they do this in Grant Park and Solid. They have these like motorcycle stunt guys come, they'll pull wheelies and that kind of thing. And we got some concrete barriers we wanna put in the street. What do we say, 125, 130 feet or so?
Actually, I talked to the chief of Grant Park today with the launch road.
Okay.
Theirs is only 50 feet because they're doing the burnout thing, if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, when the cars leave and so, or the public wants to come, some of the people that attend the car show and donate to do a burnout right there.
I can explain my talk with the Grant Park chief if that's
Sure,
okay.
no, I'd like, cause they've been doing it for a long time, right?
So Grant Park's been doing it for 8 years, and it's not drag racing. They only have one vehicle there, could be a motorcycle, or actually it's mostly all cars. And what they do is they'll do a burnout and spin the rear tires. But a lot of times they don't even move when they're doing it. It causes a lot of smoke. It's pretty exciting. It's really cool. And he showed me all the videos, and they have hundreds and hundreds of people come to town. They get stands from the high school and put them up. It's so popular. They have the person sign a waiver. They have the barricades, only for 50 feet, and they got a policeman or somebody there, you know, slowing them down so they don't go past the barrier going fast. Our boardwalk is perfect, because it's elevated, it's gonna be out of the way. It'd be perfect for the event. Like I said, the chief of Grant Park said it's a great community event for them. It's not drag racing, because I think maybe that was a misconception at the Lions, that it might be drag racing. It's not
Yeah,
drag
no,
racing.
not drag
And,
racing.
it's really a good community event.
Yeah, so that's what we're hoping to do, and, I saw Joey the other night, kinda explain to you a little bit what we were trying to do, and, hey, everybody in the Lions is excited about it, and, they're gonna have a car show on the 17th, I think, in Park Forest, so our intent is to go there and hand out flyers and advertise, but we gotta do that in earnest, cause it's coming up pretty fast. And, the Lions is, I think, 28 members now, so it's really growing, and we wanna be involved more in the community and do things, so that's one, we're talking about having a nice golf outing and other things as well, but, so.
Where do they do this in Grant Park, chief? Is it on Main Street or Taylor Street?
I don't know.
You don't know?
So I got permission to borrow the barriers from Solid. They're 4,000 pounds a piece. And we got a crane, he's got a machine that we can pick them up, set them in the street, and then we'll remove them at the end of the event. So, and that boardwalk's all made out of concrete as well. So, I mean, it's the stuff that they have in interstates, you know, big concrete blocks. So you set them down, and then, they're gonna tear that street up this fall anyway. So, I have a feeling that the event's gonna go well, and they're probably gonna wanna do it again. So I don't know if we can do it there or not. I know you were concerned, hey, what if it goes well, you don't wanna do it again? Maybe we build a road in the park where we can do it or something, or somewhere else in town, you know, get some grandstands eventually, like he says, you know? It's a feel of Beecher, there's a lot of cars that come through here, motorcycles come, and it's the first real rural town, so to speak, once you get out of the, you know, the city and all that, so that's what we're hoping to do. So we came here tonight to just clear the air, make sure there's no misconception what we're trying to do, that's basically what it is. We gotta have a committee, spearheaded, one guy will be in charge of the food, and another working with chief here to do the burnouts, another guy will be in charge of the car show, and, we have a lot of Lions members there to help work the event.
Do you have a rain date if it rains?
Haven't discussed that, but, hey, you know, you got a plan, I guess. If it rains, but then it just, we'll put the word out. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we'd like to see how it goes, but we were even talking to chief, like, if we get it early, with it being June, we might be able to get one in September or end of the year, like an end of summer type thing too, if everything goes well, and, you know, kind of make it something.
Yeah, the road might be torn up by then.
Yeah, and exactly, we were just trying to shoot out ideas and
Do it sooner than,
sooner than later.
yeah, before they tear it up. So, anyway, I guess it's more of just coming here to tell you that's what we'd like to do, and if you guys got any concerns or questions or whatever, let us know. But we're working directly with Chief. Bob, you're aware of what we're trying to do, and it's Village Street. I did see Matt at Public Works, and we spoke. He said if there's any way they can help a little bit. I don't need the whole town to be involved and cost money for the village. I think we can pretty well spearhead it. Maybe something just moving barriers, that would be the only thing I could think of at this point. Oh, and then we do have a sweeper machine that we could go down the street and just clean up any rubber after the lion's share of it anyways, no pun intended. So, I've been to several of these, witnessed it, and it is fun, and we feel it's safe. We will have a rider for the insurance policy through the Lions, they're gonna do one.
I was gonna ask whose
So,
liability
We're
is
gonna
it?
do that, I spoke to the meeting the other night, and if we got any questions about that, I'll get back to you and tell you, hey, we've got it, certainly. That was one of his main things, hey, just make sure you have the rider, make sure you have your stop sign and that it's done right, so,
Right.
you know.
Is Does anybody have any questions or comments? I know this isn't an agenda item, it's, you know,
Yeah, typically if we close a street like that in a commercial district, the village board has to approve it. It's different than a block party in a residential subdivision. So
Okay,
that's why they're here tonight, they ask for your blessing. It's not on the agenda, you can't officially vote, but if they wanna do this June 24th, they gotta know now and not later. Yeah, and you just had your meeting, what, Thursday night?
we did, now
Yeah,
we're
we're gonna have another
gonna have a
one.
special meeting now, again on Thursday, get the committee together and, you know, if there's anybody here that says we can't, then we won't go through with the exercise.
does
but-
anybody have objections? I probably am less excited about doing it next year.
Yeah.
But, you know, I kinda wanna know what it does to the street. I know the street's gonna get ripped up this year.
It's not so bad, it's not like it's hundreds and hundreds, I mean, if you go to Sal and look now, they had this a couple weeks ago and it's fine. I mean, the rubber cleans up and we're not ripping up the pavement, it's just tires, you know, making some black lines, that's all it is. So,
Great Park has the burnout area cement, so when you redo it, maybe the Lions Club will pay for a cement strip.
There you go.
hey, we're open to suggestions, I mean, we're here
Well,
to
do they use any material like ammonia or whatever when they do their spin outs?
bleach or water, bleach or water, they had a hose in Sal and they just
Because
sprayed
that
it.
reduces the skid mark on the road.
it does.
Creates the same smoke.
Yeah,
I guess I can start off. My concern, kind of like what I already alluded to, because I was actually at the Lions meeting, on an invitation for another matter, but, my biggest concern continues to be what happens next year.
yeah,
Because one of our biggest things is making sure that we're doing roads and stuff like that, and I really worry about the perception that people are gonna get that if we allow this now, what are people gonna think, you know? And if it goes really, really well, you know, now the village is shutting down an event that, you know, did really well and it raised money and, you know, I don't wanna look like the bad guy.
we
a
go
year
into
from
that with
now.
that understanding that, hey, this is this year, next year.
Yeah, but that's
we'll
not the
worry.
public opinion though, that's the problem, that's what I worry about, like, the public comes back and says, well, the village is shutting this down, and how's that look, like, we're shutting down a not-for-profit, is what I kinda worry about,
Oh, in that regard?
you know what I mean?
Well, let's plan another way so that we can do it, you know, annually. Let's use this as our test drive, make sure that's well, and then I know there's gonna be another way that we can put this together. Certainly, there's gotta be a way.
That's where I draw my concern.
I think having stuff to liven up the area of the village is great. I mean, at the end of the day, next year, maybe burnouts don't happen, maybe
Yeah.
they do something else with it, I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, if we don't do the burnout next year, we can still have the car
Find
show and all
some- yeah,
that, but,
car show, find something else, there's a gazillion different types of entertainment out there.
yeah.
I mean, just as a last resort.
Yeah.
I generally, I'd say, share Joe's concern generally, but I do agree it's a great time to see how it impacts the road.
Yeah.
I don't have any reservations for doing it this year personally.
Anybody else?
So I would just think my only concern, I'm not worried about that, I'm rubber in a road. But my concern is almost opposite, is the condition of the road. But you kinda may have hit it when you said that you have a sweeper. Because my concern would be, I mean, you have a ton of gravel down there and everything else, you're gonna have people just standing there, I mean,
Right.
where's the liability if, you know, the spin out, you know, kicks up a piece of gravel and
Yeah, we'll get that cleaned up before we even do it.
yeah, that,
Yeah,
the
I'm aware
road,
of
cause
that.
I mean, you got loose I mean, even the road itself, cause I mean, it's being replaced because it is crumbling.
Right.
You know what I mean, so, you know, you could even street sweep it, you know, the day before, and by the next day, you could have some loose particles on the road, and, you know, like, I think what the chief was saying, and that's one thing of concrete versus asphalt, is concrete is a solid surface, and, but that would be my only, I mean, outside of that, I mean, I think even next year, once the road's done, it's fine, I think it'd probably be better next year.
Yeah.
On that good road
Maybe
versus
so.
It'll be a
that
good
crumbling
test,
road
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it'd be
It'll
a good test this year too.
Yeah, so, okay, well, I appreciate that, I guess that's all, we're gonna move forward in earnest then, I guess, and, we'll report to you, if you got any questions, just call me and make sure, so I just wanna clear the air, make sure it's, you know, no surprises,
Okay.
and we'll handle it, and, yeah, take it from there.
Keep us posted.
Good luck. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. Alright.
All right, under my report, we had a meeting with Will County Transportation Committee. There is a truck route that's being planned to go down Money Road from Route 1 over to
Court Street,
on Court Street through downtown Money. That's the latest truck corridor that was planned, so, we met with Peatone and, Money and, Will County Transportation Committee to kind of talk about concerns we have. Probably, one of the bigger things we brought up is the fact that you can't tell trucks where to go. I mean, you're gonna direct them down through downtown Money, and, I says, if you start stopping trucks in downtown Money, they're not gonna go that route anyway, so. Supposedly, they're gonna come back and they're gonna talk to IDOT about concerns, and there will be more meetings to try to come up with a better route. It doesn't really affect us one way or the other, because trucks come through Beecher anyway, so they don't really avoid us. A lot of them go down County Road and head over to 50, which is a headache for Peatone. They tend to cut through places they shouldn't because of the oblique angles and places they can't go, so. It was just kind of we were there more to support Moni with this, so not too much was.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna try to get the truck route to get the stump a little interchange. That's what they were looking at.
Yeah, there were a lot of possibilities that were brought up. So the next thing on the agenda is, almost boggles the mind that this is something that needs to be done, but Illinois Municipal League is asking that all of the board members adopt a code of conduct that is respectful of all members in attendance at meetings and to each other. We don't really have any issues here, but in your packet we have a resolution adopting a civility pledge as a code of conduct for Beecher officials. I was talking to our village clerk that says she has been to meetings, and there have been times when they have village trustees having fistfights in parking lots after meetings. So luckily, we don't have that issue here. But you have the resolution in your packet. If somebody would be willing to make a motion to adopt resolution number 2023-09.
I'll make a motion adopting resolution 2023-09.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call?
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Giannotti, Possession,
Yes.
Capros.
Yes.
And this is not on my agenda report, but McDonald's is having their grand opening tomorrow. The celebration is from 4:30 to 6:30. If any of you would be available or willing to stop in there, I'm gonna do my best, but I responded to him today that I'm working with the doctor tomorrow from 10:30 to 6:30, and especially at like 4:30 at the beginning of it. You know, they were asking today if any of us could make it. I told them I would do my best to break away, but honestly, I don't know. That's our busiest time of day at work.
They would like an elected official there for their ribbon cutting at 5:30.
At 5:30? Okay.
5:30, yeah.
I don't know. If any of you could do it, it would be great. It's gonna be a little rough, but I might be able to. So it would be nice if somebody would come. Can you make it?
I'm not busy.
It's PM.
Oh, I'm up in AM too.
And if the mayor can't make it, one of you guys stand in for the mayor and say, look, you know, I'm here on behalf of the mayor, who couldn't make it.
I'll do my best to run over there and
Yeah.
run back to work, but, all right. That is it for my report. Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Caboras.
All right, consider a motion approving the treasurer's report. Donna?
The April month-end balance of the village accounts, $7,511,347.13. The April month-end of the commission accounts, $291,158.48. The total combined, $7,802,505.61. The month end in general, $921,664.78. The commission and non-AP payments for the month of April totaled $499,829.78. That did include the IEPA loan for $201,000. But other than that, pretty standard. And if there are no questions, that would end my report.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the treasurer's report for the month prior.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call?
Caprows?
Yes.
Possession?
Yes.
Giannotti?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kraus?
Yes.
Variance reports are enclosed for your review, and
Can I just make one point on the variance for this year end? And in the general fund, we had revenues of $3,415,391, and expenses of $3,288,210. So it looks like we're gonna finish the year about 150 in the black on that. Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Alright, consider a motion approving the bills and payroll since the last board meeting. There's been no changes or corrections. Approved all the invoices, everything today, everything checked out, so I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the bills totaling $69,198.45.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call?
Kraus?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Giannotti?
Yes.
Possession?
Yes.
Caprows?
Yes.
Will that do it?
That concludes my report.
Public Buildings and Properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, trustee Giannotti.
Alright, Fireman's Park project updates. So lighting is now complete on the north end of the park. The Public Works crew is working on the playground expansion right now.
That's correct. We're hoping to have it up and running by this weekend, but weather is kind of dictating that at this point.
They get all the poles put in, so that was nice. What else we got down in the park right now? Then also the splash pad will be opening next week between the hours of 9 AM and 8 PM. Is that gonna be Monday?
Yeah, it should be Monday.
Monday? And then, and the paving was completed, at Miller Street, the entrance at Hodges, and then the bridge connecting over to the, elementary school. So all that paving's done now, so it's a continuous path the whole way around. And then Project Pickle update, Superintendent Connor.
The asphalt company was going to be here this week, but today's weather pushed them back. They were supposed to be here this coming Friday, but today pushed them back, so it'll be sometime next week. Weather dependent then as well. So.
And then the police station update, design and specifications are progressing, and the project will be ready to bid sometime in June. Any updates?
We have a
Bob?
big meeting at 11 AM Wednesday, and I believe you're coming, Joe,
I will be here.
to discuss HVAC and technology and security. Chief's gonna be here. Matt, I want you available,
Yeah, I'll
at
be
least
here.
at the beginning of the meeting for the engineering part of it.
Yep, I'll be here.
Okay. I know they're gonna ask questions about. All right, that's fine.
And that concludes my report.
Alright, Planning, Building and Zoning Committee, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. Consideration for a temporary use, a tent for storage and simply textbooks at Children's Plus, 1887 Dutch American Way.
It's actually 1387, Mike type.
1387
The eight's
Dutch
nowhere near
American
the
Way.
3, how'd you mess that up?
Some things are better left unsaid.
Google search.
It was a good year, Bob.
Children's Plus would like to accept a huge order for a job, but needs temporary storage manufacturing space to complete the order. The tent will be used for approximately 30 days to fill the order. Company has applied all the rules, with all rules and regulations pertaining to our ordinances. That is required is a motion of approval from the village board. Staff recommends approval, please see request. And I think you saw that.
The petitioners are here, Mr. Walsh from Children's Plus, and I assume the guy that's doing the tent job.
Ted guy.
Yep, the tent is going to be adjacent to the building, directly north of the building, not affect the parking lot. So none of the parking will be affected. I don't see any reason not to support this. It's the same as what we did for the golf course last year for the carts. But they're here to answer any questions you may have.
I have one question. If you're gonna have books in the tent,
Yes.
is there gonna be any type of security in the evening?
So the tent's enclosed, I'm not, Mike Beecher with Children's Plus, I'm not the tent guy.
Okay, you're Mike.
So the tent is sealed, each panel from the inside, and then there is going to be a personnel door as well. From a security standpoint outside, I'm sure you can cut through a tent if you wanted to, but we plan to have cameras up and things of that nature.
Oh, yes, I'm just seeing if there's gonna be possibly a physical body there to,
We don't plan to, if that's a requirement, it would probably still be worth our while, even if we had to hire
no,
out
it
for
was just,
security.
it was just a question.
Sure.
You know.
My question was regarding condensation, because they're putting this on grass, but they put modular floors.
Yeah,
It was a composite decking flooring, and then everything will be palletized, and I think we're even gonna maybe double stack pallets to keep moisture out. 'Cause
Yes.
We're selling books, so.
And 60 days is enough time.
Yeah, not to exceed 60 days. We're really looking at closer to 30. It's just if it bleeds over. Really, we were waiting on the purchase order from this, it's the Department of Ed for the state of Connecticut. And the purchase order just took longer. We have got a really tight turnaround, so, seeking approval today, we, get the tent up. We're tentative this week, weather dependent, but we gotta get that up, order product, get it turned around, and get the books out.
The project itself is also very straightforward, and it'll have a dedicated crew there to work on it to ensure proper turnaround time.
I see no reason to hold this one up.
I'd like to make a motion, Mayor, to approve the temporary, tent for 30 days.
60.
Or 60, is it 60?
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed 60 days. At 1387 Dutch American Way.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
There is a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call?
GoPros?
Yes.
Possession?
Yes.
Gianna?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Crouch?
Yes.
Thank you, guys, and
That's it.
good luck on your project.
Yeah,
Good luck.
absolutely. Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
And, the building department's monthly report is in closed for your review, and that is my report.
Public Safety Committee, Trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. Police department's monthly report is enclosed. Chief, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Just regarding the bike rodeo.
Yeah.
In the past, we've done it, the Saturday after school, lets out, we pass out flyers. Last year, we did it during the 4th of July festival. This year, the 1st of July is Saturday, the 2nd is Sunday, the 3rd is a Monday, and the 4th is Tuesday. So if it was the pleasure of the board to do it during the 4th of July festival, we could do it on Saturday or Monday, I would think. So whatever is the pleasure of the board.
Monday's a work day for most people, so if you're gonna do it on that weekend, I do it on Saturday morning.
I think it worked out well last year too,
Yeah.
on that Saturday.
I like it.
Yeah.
Saturday the 1st?
You guys had pretty good attendance, right?
Yeah.
And you'll have enough volunteers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Where's Bob?
So then we're in, we'll do the rodeo, that's gonna be July 1st.
Yeah, I'll make sure we add it to
They
our,
add that to the
yeah, we can add it to
council.
some of our stuff, yeah, absolutely. Some of the print stuff maybe not, but yeah, everything else will.
I think we did, was it 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Was it 9 o'clock?
9?
Okay, thank you. EMA monthly reports enclosed. Director Hyman, anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm good.
And then code enforcement's, monthly report is also enclosed for everybody's review. Just as a note too, with the emergency management, I put together some pictures this way everybody actually was able to take a look to see the vehicles that we have, maybe a little bit clearer pictures and the markings of the EMA vehicles. The last, on the photo that we have with the Ford, I'll call it the sedan or the Ford Taurus, that we have in here, it's actually the one with the bumpers, it's the one that's blacked out. We just received that from the police department, and we have ordered the stickers to match the back where it has Beecher EMA and then call 911 along with the door stickers that will be this emblem as well as on the front cover. So, I don't know, as far as, just to give you an update as to where we're at with the EMA numbers. And then, after the meeting, I'll request executive session to discuss part-time hire.
Okay.
That was my report.
Public Works Committee, trustee Kraus.
Public Works, Water Department, Sewer Department, monthly reports are enclosed. Water billing register is closed also. Still working with the pump to bill ratio of 66%, unaccounted water percentage of 29. Penfield project update.
We are hoping to hit our target date now of June 5th to close the bridge. That'll be the last day of school as well, so it's gonna work well for the school calendar, but it's probably gonna push the whole project further into the fall. We're hoping to get done by Labor Day, but the way things are going, that's not gonna happen with this utility work.
And that's what's holding up is utility work, right?
Comment specifically.
Consider a motion authorizing an approval and agreement with Baxter and Woodman, the amount of $5,000 to renew our 5-year land application of sludge permit and annual report to the IEPA on the Beecher wastewater treatment plant. We are required to submit these documents to the IEPA by PE every 5 years for the sludge we produce, and this agreement will cover this application and annual reports. Since staff believed we had an additional year on this permit renewal was not budgeted, we will find the money in the sewer department to pay for it. It needs to be done to stay compliant, stating closed agreements. So I'd like to make a motion authorizing an agreement with Baxter Woodman, the amount of $5,000 to renew our 5-year land application of sludge permit to the IEPA for the wastewater treatment plant.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion? Roll call?
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Gianni,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes.
Federal Water Infrastructure Program has been released. It is a 4-year rollout starting July 1st, and it will use the IEPA loan program process for releasing the funds. Beecher is not eligible for any loan forgiveness since we do not meet the federal criteria for a distressed community. For this reason alone, we should be happy we got into the pilot program for the lead line removal service. We would have had to repay the loan under this program. There's a bucket of money for water main replacement for 20 years at 1.85%. The village has in its water and sewer debt service fund about $50,000 per year available and about $100,000 per year in the water main replacement account if we use half of the revenue to cover the debt, which is the cap when we set up that account. $150,000 per year generates $3 million in available for debt service on a 20-year loan, which means we could borrow up to $2.5 million, which requires $2,962,500. We have up to 4 years to think about this, but each year the interest rate will go up. This is just for discussion now, and the committee will be examining its options over the summer. We have 2 water main projects already designed and ready to go for $1,750,000. We could use the $100,000 year out of water main replacement funds for this purpose. Any questions about that? And then I will also need executive session for Public Works employee.
Economic Development and Community Relations Committee, trustee session.
Thank you very much. First, consider a resolution adopting a policy of incentives for development agreements in the Indiana Business Park in the Beecher TIF #1 district. This will memorialize what we have verbally agreed to for the use of TIF funds in this park to get it started enrolling. 25% of the total tax increment will be returned to the district for use in our downtown area. So, resolution number
2023-10.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2023-10, to adopt the policy of incentives for the development agreements in the Indiana Business Park and Beecher TIF #1.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
It's just the wording of that, it's not in the resolution, so I'm fine. Just that the 25% go downtown, that's not guaranteed.
Oh.
It's within the TIF district.
It's gotta be
Within the
within the
district,
TIF,
right.
Within the TIF.
But that was our intent.
It is, but don't, I was just checking to
not
make
the-
sure that was, the wording in that explanation wasn't in the resolution. It has to stay, that 25% has to stay within the TIF district.
That's state law.
Of which a majority of the TIF district is downtown, but there is other areas of the TIF district not downtown.
I know
So you
exactly
still
what
wanna be
you're
able to
saying.
use it in other areas if needed, that's all, you're good.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Caprows,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
All right, call for volunteers for the Christmas tree lighting program committee, which will be starting to meet after Labor Day to begin planning for the 2023 event. We will reach out to the chamber, the Lions Club, high school band, and the churches once again. So, exciting.
Are you planning on doing the same kind of thing that we did last year?
Yeah, I think in general, I think it was pretty well received. Hopefully we're able to get the band to work out this year. And then I think everybody liked having all the events, like in the little Santa's workshop, so I don't know if those will be necessarily the exact same events, or what have you, but probably something similar, I think would be a good way to go.
So late summer, we'll start getting the invites out, we'll start meeting again like we did to plan it.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot easier because we did it once.
Yeah, we'll have some ideas, and then we'll see what happens with that lighting parade as well this year.
Dibs on the bonfire, sorry.
Oh, darn.
Mine.
How to do bonfire. Send the notes there. Okay.
Marcy to hang around and watch, cause it's warm there.
All right, that concludes my report.
All right. Any old business to come before the board?
Yeah, if I could just say a little something.
You sure can.
Alright. So I gotta write this down, 'cause although I run with the mouth a lot, sometimes it keeps me on track. So it's with mixed emotions that I sit before you today to bid farewell as your village trustee. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve this community over the past 12 years, and I'm grateful for the trust and support you have placed in me. During my time as trustee, we have accomplished a great deal together. We have worked to improve our infrastructure, expand our community programs, and enhance the quality of life for everyone who calls this village home. I am proud of what we have achieved, and I believe that our successes are a testament to the strength and resilience of this community. As I prepare to step down from this role, I want to express my gratitude to all of you who have contributed to our progress. I am grateful for the hard work and dedication of our village employees, volunteers, and community leaders. I am grateful for the passion and commitment of our residents who have worked tirelessly to make this village a better place to live. As I move on to new challenges and opportunities, I am confident that this village will continue to thrive and grow. We have built a strong foundation together, and I know that we'll continue to build on that foundation in the years to come. Thank you for the privilege of serving as your trustee. It has been a pleasure to work with all of you, and I will carry the memories and experiences of this with me always. Thank you.
All right. We will wait with new business, but we're gonna swear in the new trustees, correct?
Yes.
All righty.
Can you do that back here?
Yeah.
Here's getting one of
John gets ready to spit out.
I was gonna say if it was shiny, I would, yeah. Handwrite it on there.
Trustee-elect Gardner, Giannotti, and Possession.
You want Joe's family to come in?
Yeah.
I don't even think they know we're doing this yet.
Oh, you get to join the chair crew. Then you get the chair down the hall.
Come on in, guys. Come on in and watch.
Fine, I promise.
You sit out there for that hour, you get to watch.
Guys can take my chair, go ahead.
Is everybody ready? Everyone raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I'm at the camera.
I, and state your name, having been elected to the position of trustee
having been elected to the position of trustee
in the village of Beecher,
in the village of Beecher,
in the county of Will,
the county of Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the position of trustee to the best of my ability.
of the position of trustee to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Here are your official election certificates from the county clerk.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, before we start with the rest of the meeting, we have the entire board up here, the new board, take a picture by the flag, because I always forget to do that, and we do it during the oath, so you guys get up there. This will be the General Assembly picture.
Don't worry, Joe, I'm also interested.
One of my good green shirts I got.
I'll stay in the middle here somewhere.
Get in the middle, Mayor, there you go.
Alright, let me, one more, Terry, would you go? We put three and three over here, why don't we put the flag in the middle?
Yeah.
There you go, that's better.
You can run a city when you can't light up.
Right? Flags sticking out of my.
Can you guys turn it? Not the other way.
Hey, Eric, get used to
This is
listening
gonna be for the webpage picture.
Uh-oh.
This is the official swearing in. Never know which color is my hair.
I know, it's like,
There you are.
No, cause I got it right, check it out and realize.
I'm just gonna look shifty out.
Just look in the opposite direction and you'll be on all the beat.
I also want to be here in person, but this second one comes
Betty, at the camera though.
I did not know this one.
Oh my gosh, I have babies to that burnout in Grand Park.
Alright, see you later.
Oh my God, my son lives in Grand Park. Have you been to the burnout?
I have not.
Oh my God, it is so fun. Oh my God. It was awesome. Trevor, my oldest grandson, you know, anybody can participate. And we were sitting there and he was like, get my truck. So then he did. Oh, it's just so. Oh, it is.
Need a signature and
Everybody looking at me? I'm scribbling my committee assignments, cause I
No, I'm
don't.
just trying to see if the porch wants to sit down.
You don't worry about me.
Just offering you a seat.
He gets to just be in the back of the heckler. All right, so the committee assignments, which I was well prepared for, I would like to do Finance Committee, Todd as chair and Ben as co-chair. Public Buildings and Properties, Joe Giannotti as chair, Todd as co-chair, which those are close to the same. Planning, Building and Zoning would be Eric Gardner and Joe Terry, are you co-chair Planning, Building and Zoning now? And Joe
Right now,
Terry,
yes.
I didn't put the last thing on. Public Safety would be Joe Terry, and then Eric would be co-chairing. Public Works would be Roger Stacy as chair, Eric would be co-chair, nope, I knew I should have had this ready.
Public safety.
Public safety is now gonna be
Co-chair.
Roger. Yep. Roger is co-chair, okay. Roger chairs Public Works, Eric co-chairs Public Works, and then Economic Development is venue session and Joe just as before. Got that?
I don't have to worry
No,
about it.
yours is the same, Joe Terry's is the same, this is a lot of them.
Who's co-chairing public safety?
Roger.
Okay.
All right, we got it, I know that was a little bit, all right, can we have a motion to approve those committee assignments?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Kraus,
When are these effective? We
Um,
ran that last year,
Pardon?
so we did that last year.
Yeah, probably next meeting, that way you can, we
I
can
would say
actually.
probably
Do we have to put
effective.
that in a motion? That came up last year.
Okay, oh, that's
It
right,
could be
okay,
effective
with the next,
immediately, so-
yeah, it could be effective immediately, cause that way for the next meeting, we know where to put
I'll
everything.
amend my motion effective immediately.
Yes,
Okay.
all right,
I can remember something every once in a while.
there you go.
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Okay, well, can we have a motion to adjourn into executive session after a short recess?
To discuss.
To discuss
Motion second.
Employment.
employment of
Public Works and-
Public Works
I-
and part-time
I
officers.
will make a notice that we will go back into open session to possibly offer some conditional offers if we vote.
Okay,
So we'll need to go back into open session to do that.
okay. So do we have a motion?
Make that motion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second, roll call.
Gardner,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
We'll take